Good day, collective. How are y'all doing? Mentally, emotionally, physically. World is crazy right now. Can you do me a favor? Can you just stop? Can you remove yourself from the banter, the chaos, the fear, the trash talking? Can you just focus with me for these next 10 minutes? Step into the celestial kingdom frequency. And let's just have a moment where we can envision a world where we all want to live, where we start setting our intentions and seeing and feeling what a community that we all want to live, and a story that we all want to have collectively as the collective should be like. So with that said, good day, collective. It's your girl Sadi coming to you with the word today. All praise to the Most High God. Love to the Mother. Today's word is, I see a world where there's community, sustainability, and regeneration. The world is so crazy right now, y'all. It's hard to imagine a community like that because everything is so divisive. Everything is so chaotic. All the misinformation, all the disinformation, all the lies, all the illusions. It's hard. It's so hard to focus on what really matters, which is improving yourself, choosing to be present in this very moment, to wake up every day like it's your last and think about, who am I being and what do I want to heal? What do I want to release? All the trauma, because most of us have trauma. What needs to be healed in me, and how do I heal that? How do I feel that so I can heal it? And how can I release it so that I can continue to grow to reach the state of being that I'm happy with, regardless of whatever is happening in the world. Everybody, or at least a threshold could say, okay, I want to start focusing on healthy living spiritually, understanding that spirituality and that we're energetic beings, and that we have to focus on who we're being, and we have to prove that because we have the power to decide our lives. God has given us the power of creation, but we cannot properly create a life that we desire to live, or a community, or a world to live, if we at our core are dysfunctional, if there are things inside of us that are eating us alive, if there are things around us that are lowering our frequency and our energy, if we are not doing something that brings us joy and happiness, that makes us fulfilled, that makes our cup overflow, as well as understanding how the spiritual, the energetic world contributes to that self-healing, to that self-growth, to bringing down all the layers of clutter, right? Of dark, negative energy clutter that has been programming our subconscious minds from a very young age. How do we begin to declutter that? And then how do we look at our children differently? We all know our educational system has much to be desired. But what if we lived in a world where once we start healing ourselves and understanding the importance of sustainable food, of sustainable energy, of meditation and mindfulness, giving your time to think, giving your body and your central nervous system a moment to relax so that you're not constantly getting triggered in this very chaotic, fearful world? What if you started focusing on food that wasn't going to poison yourself or poison your family, that you did some kind of exercise where you could release any pent-up trauma, any pent-up stress, making your cortisol levels rise, bringing you to a state where you're more susceptible to all kind of disease? What if we started focusing on crafting a family in terms of core values that we think that we should have, including spiritual practices, about how to regulate your emotions, how to process different situations in times of conflicts, in terms of response. So emotional regulation, emotional intelligence are very, very important, but also how to know your body, how to read your energy, how to know when you are, around certain places that don't vibe and align with you. Like, how do you feel? Like, is it draining you? Do you feel like confused? Do you feel chaotic? Doesn't feel right. Same thing with people. Is it making you feel safe? Is it not making you feel safe? If it's not making you feel safe, then what are the things you need to do to make yourself feel safe? And if you can't do that, then what are you doing? Are you going to stay around that situation? Is it making your entire environment chaotic to have a person, place, or thing in your life? Is it draining you more than feeding you? How are you thinking about it? Are you feeling fulfilled? Are you feeling at peace? Are you feeling joyful? Are you feeling comforted by the people, places, and things in your life? And are you okay with yourself? Do you feel good about yourself? Do you feel confident in who you are? Are you full of guilt and shame? Are you letting other people dictate your life? Are you letting people tell you how you should live your life? Are you letting people manipulate your life and slander you? And if people are manipulating your life, if people are slandering you, and if people are working against you so that they can continue to pull your power, so they can continue to manipulate you, or because they just want to cast negativity your way, what are you doing about those people? Are you keeping them close in your life and allowing them to tear down everything that you're working to do in terms of tuning your frequency to the right frequency and then holding it? Or are you allowing those same people to cause that chaos and discord around you? And how are we raising our children? Again, I mentioned, teaching them these fundamental practices about emotional, regulation, but teaching the same thing that I'm talking about. Like, how do you conduct yourself around certain people, places, and things? How do you conduct yourself in terms of always looking inward, to understand that whatever is inward is projecting outwards? I promise y'all, if we had enough people to start thinking this way in terms of community, in terms of sustainability, in terms of how we conduct ourselves. I'm sorry, I had an interruption. But I promise you, if enough people started thinking that way, and I'm not saying everybody's going to be this way, y'all. They're not. People have to be ready. They have to be ready where they've decided that the life they live in, or the life that they're living in, lying to themselves, because a lot of this is about us lying to ourselves, y'all, or knowing things are wrong and just being content in the discomfort of it, being like normalizing our pain, normalizing our trauma, normalizing the abuse, normalizing the addiction, normalizing the selfishness, normalizing the jealousy, normalizing the greed, normalizing the monsters, and popular, like making it popular to be a despicable human being, y'all. There are some people who are choosing to be despicable human beings, but it is a choice to say that that is okay and accept it, or to say that is not okay and that is not our story and that is not who we choose to be and that is not America. That is not who we are as Americans. That is not who we are as human beings. We have to choose who we want to be. Alright, sorry y'all. Another interruption, I promise you. Life is full of interruptions. What's important is that you stay focused. What I was saying is, if we choose that we want to live differently and we start with ourselves rather than trying to change, all of us agree we want change. I feel like the mass majority of society feels that they want change. But what I'm not hearing from people is that they're willing to change. I'm not hearing that. I'm hearing it from a certain segment of people, and it's growing, and it really gives me hope that more and more of us are saying we want to change and we want to live differently and we want to do life differently. And it's given me more hope than I can remember, y'all. I am so inspired by the spiritual movement, spiritual lifestyle that's taken off. I'm watching, and I comment, I support my fellow, people out here doing this, artists, speaking words, like songs, like whatever. It's a growing community, and we need to start sharing and supporting other people who are speaking that. so that we can continue to grow and decide that this is not our story, y'all.